Hello everyone, eBomb113 here with a few custom figures to show you. So these are my custom Flood Beasts, I guess if you want to call them. I guess they're bigger than the standard Flood forms. So I'll just call them Beasts for now. So I got four different kinds here. I guess I'll go over the little guys first. I'll save the big guys for last. So with the new Captain Keys mold, I think it was in series 8 or 9. I can't remember. Can't keep track of them. I think it was 9. He's newer. Came with a nice little soft rubber flood piece to show like him getting slowly turned into flood biomass. And I thought, hey, that'd be pretty cool for like a brute custom. So I just took a flood infection form from the Consano Cyclops, stuck it on where a brute head would be. Actually, we've never gotten any brute flood forms. That's actually where I got the inspiration from this, and I think I saw it on the Mega Construx fan gallery. Someone else had done this. I was like, hey, that's a pretty good idea. So I took an arm from one of the other flood infection forms. Sadly, this only works with the older ball joint system, or the older figures. So can't really do it with any of the new ones. I guess you can, but just take a little more modification and tinkering to deal with. But I think it turned out pretty well. So I used two different kinds of brutes. One of the old Halo Wars and one of the, I think he's a Reach style brute. But pretty much he's just a big bulky flood form. Just add some brutes to the the flood plague or the flood hordes. Yeah, add a little more variation other than just infection forms, humans and elites. So that does it for those guys. Next up I got my, I think I was going to call it like a Silverback, Flood Silverback, or pretty much it looks like a giant gorilla. I always thought it was weird that the tank forms were kind of one-sided or asymmetrical with their striking arm. So I made kind of like a, one that runs on all fours, or he can ball up, just kind of roll around, barreling through infantry and whatnot. So he just has all pretty much like spiked appendages. Just kind of, I guess the original one runs around like that too, but I figured maybe he's just a little bit faster, maybe a little more deadly than the. I feel like the tank forms are kind of pushovers in Halo 3 at some points. Maybe on Legendary it's different, but at some points of the game they felt like I said, just giant pushovers. So just something a little bit different than the standard Flood form. And my next guy is actually the result of making him, since I took away, all the big spiked appendages. I just had him having, the tank feet on all four appendages. I thought, I just had him like this, just sitting in a bin, and not really knowing what to do with them. And when the Breakout Beasts came along, I was like, ooh, maybe I can make some kind of like terraforming form. So pretty much the idea is this is like flood biojuice or whatever you call like specialized sacks, or I don't know what to call them. But I pretty much cut off the I guess like the little bar piece that connects it to other pieces. This is from Series 2 of the Breakout Beasts. And then I super glued him on his back. And then these are pretty much just holes that he spews flood biomass out of. Or some kind of like supplement, or kind of similar if you ever seen War of the Worlds where they spray human blood to like fertilize the vines or what, I don't know. It's just a concept like that. He's a terraformer unit, so like if you're fighting him in gameplay, you'd have to take him far away, take him out from far away. If you get too close, the supplements or whatever he sprays out are toxic to your shields. So it's kind of like some interesting gameplay ideas right there. 343 if you're listening, giving you ideas here for free. Then my final one is a Flood Breakout Beast. So I got a few extra Breakout Beasts just to make some different variations of beasts. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to do a video on them. They're just for my own personal, fun. But I had one left over that I didn't really care for. He's just made from leftover pieces. And I just didn't care for them. And I got to thinking, it's like, hey, those joint pieces kind of look like they would fit along with the Breakout Beasts. The Flood ones. I just happened to look at them one day. I was like, what if I made a Flood Breakout Beast? So it's pretty much just like a, maybe it's just like an animal that got mutated on a colony, or as a native animal, kind of like, in Reach you face the Moa and the Goonta, whatever the big things are in Halo Reach, you fight big animals. You imagine getting one of them getting infected from the Flood. So it looks like he might have gotten into a fight with a Flood form at one point, and maybe that's what turned him. I might go and add some like brown details. These are supposed to be like flood spores. They're technically turtle shells, but formalities. Might go back and maybe paint over him. Give him some like sickly green. Make him look like he's infected, and all this other stuff. And then he uses a part from the Flood Infected Ghost, and kind of like the brutes on the brute flood forms in Halo 3. Like the head of the flood form pops out of their jaw, like it comes up through their throat. I'm probably getting a little grotesque here, but like I said, I might go back and add some like brown paint to make it look like it's spreading over him. It's not just random flood pieces slapped onto him. So there he is up closer. He's got another head forming out to the side here. Has the big claw. So thought this might be interesting concept. We really didn't. You just see flood infected like sentient races. It'd be interesting to see flood infected like animal forms. So that pretty much does it for these custom flood figures. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Probably one of my only gripes would be the different colors of flood variation. You got this dark brown, and then with these guys you got this strange. Actually, I think there's like 3 different colors of tan here. There's the infection form, the biomass, and the arm are 3 different colors. And that bothers my OCD a little bit. But maybe if you want to add to the illusion of their asymmetrical, terrifying nightmares from space, maybe they're meant to be that way. So tell me what you all think in the comments below. If you'd like to see more figures like this, I love doing Flood customs. Sadly, Mega doesn't have many Flood parts to deal with nowadays, so I just gotta deal with what I can find. So tell me what you think in the comments below. If you'd like to see more of these, I'd be more than happy to try them out sometime. So thanks for watching, and see you next video.